such as System 2.72. Two people in 72 hours. What is 72 hours? Who knows? There are 72 hours in a person's life. What is that? I know. 3 days. Go ahead and say it. A person has 3 days to make a decision. It's even more precise. An emotional high. That is, after any interesting topic, when a person learns something, he has a 3-day burn. That is, he is on a high level of emotional high. In those 3 days, a person can actually do the fastest big results. If any of you came into this project and caught fire immediately, did you notice that you did more results in 3 days than you did in a month? Most do it in 3 days. Why? Because your eyes are burning, you like the topic, you saw an opportunity, and you're quick to tell. Now look, in 3 days you can do tremendous results immediately with the right support if you introduce it into the business correctly. Here we go. What is 2.72? Drawing and showing. It's imperative that people be drawn. Here we go. Can you please tell me if you can find two people? The man says, yeah, sure. Pretty much everyone says, yes. How long will it take you to find two people? Someone's 5 minutes, 2 phone calls in there. Someone needs a week, someone needs a month, and someone needs 3 days. Draw System 2.72. The first 3 days the person finds two. You're a binary. We will now only draw a binary loop. No mega matchmaking, no personal invitations. Cycles only. And see how much money you can make. If in the first 3 days, what package do you draw? 1,000? 3, 5. I'm thinking maybe draw a 5 and then just divide and see how much comes out. 1,000, 1,000. Why? Let's ask. Well, something like that would be easier to count. I think for the partner, for the patient. Now watch this, guys. It doesn't matter how much a person will beg you. He will say, draw thousands, draw 100, draw 5 or 10. Take the maximum. The minimum will still happen. You get it, right? Draw big numbers that don't fit in the human brain. Let me explain why. See, I'll do it to you, same thing. Here we go. We'll draw on 5, and then divide by 5, and it's clear how much you'll make. Okay. He says, okay, that's it. Agreed, and let's move on. Drawing. 2 people on a fiver. How much did you make? Personal invitation 1. Let's go in cycles. You made $500. Is that right? Well, 9% for the webinar. Let's round up by 10. 500 bucks. Okay. You found 2 in 3 days, worked with them. Who works with these 2 people? You're working. That's your first line. You're working with 2. So, can you please tell me how many meetings it takes for a newbie to register 2 people? Right. Here's someone who writes 10. Who writes 10? Well done, right? For Comparetto. Out of 10, 2 will register. When 2 spent, 2 register. Guys, that's top flight. That's called professionalism, right? But let's take it in a way that not everyone is cool with it. We realize clearly simple one thing. People can't all be like you. Not everyone is charismatic. Not everyone can talk, and not everyone will make it. Can you please tell me why 2 out of 10 are registering? Conversion, luck, they say, whatever. To the Comparet, maybe differently, but I'll say differently let's. You are all right, my dears, because out of 10, 2 of them register because they have been looking for an opportunity to make money on their own for a long time. It's just that no one has offered them. So you have to understand, it's an ironclad statistic. Out of 10, 2 register. To do this, you must understand the beginner's need to draw. That's a separate topic altogether. See, I'm drawing you something that jumped over. You have to learn one of those things first, though. You need to understand the price of the answer. The price of the answer is worth how much? When 2 people sign up for $5,000 with a personal recommendation of how much you've made. There's a man on the 5. How much did you make? If you're on a small drink, right? Okay, let's go $300. Say if on the big even more, yes, that is go roughly. Let's take $500 on the big package. One more invited, another $500 and binary cycle 500. $1,500, right? $1,500 now. $1,500. $1,500 divide by 10 comes out $150. What is $150 for the future? Look, my dears, many of you, when you get rejected, you get frustrated. Don't be upset. Me, when I was rejected at first, and when I found out about this thing, I straight up rejoiced. Every person when you don't, you made $150. Did you hear that? Each no cost $150. I mean, I clearly know that out of 10, 2 out of 10 will register. So the first person says to me, no, I'm not going to go cry. It's a handler or says, I just got fucking sent to the woods. I said, 150 bucks. I'm telling the other one. The other person says, no. I said, sir, I've already made 300 bucks. The third says, I don't. I say, yes, for 150. The fourth guy tells me, no, 600 bucks. You know what I mean? Because I clearly know that there are 6 meetings left and someone will tell me, of those, 2 of them are definitely yes. If you get that into the new guy's head right away, he'll have an easier time with meetings. Because it's usually a rocket of failure. Who knows such a thing? Most don't. They kill the new guy. If you convert to him in the brain, every no, that's profit. Fucking awesome. Who knew about this technology? Did it get easier? Think about it. It's easier to search. I'm not looking for answers in people. I'm not. Every time I get sent out, I know for sure I've made money. How cool is that? Awesome. Teaching a beginner. That's cool. You say, no, high five. He's a beauty. He made 150 bucks. Let's go again. Someone will send us into the woods. Another 150 bucks. You're actually honing your skills. It's going to be bigger, bigger, bigger every time. In the beginning, when you're new to any project, 2 out of 10 say yes because they were looking for an opportunity themselves. It's a 10 to 5 rookie when you already know how to tell it right, talk it right, and follow the system correctly. But when you're perfect on the system and you're a pro, out of 10 to 8 it will be, my dears. Out of 10 to 8. I've heard of it, but I don't understand it. It's not a big deal. So, darlings, no, this is the most awesome thing ever. Here we go. See, somehow I'm jumping over and I can't even get it into my head how to tell you because 3 classes have jumped over. Here we go. 2 people said yes, you'll make $500. There are 2 people you have meetings with. Alone, you can give them 20 meetings in 3 days. Can you? Now there's 2 of them. They've got to get results. These 2 need help over the next 3 days. So on the 6th day, you have to help these 2. 1 here, 2 here, and 2 here to register. That's 20 meetings. Please tell me, can you alone make 20 meetings in 3 days? Yes, there are 7 appointments a day. In principle, you can make it. So you can work from the first line and you've already gone from the second line. You helped them. You made thousands of dollars. In the first 3 days, you made $500. In the second 3 days, you made thousands of dollars on the bin. These people made 500 bucks each. Let's move on. Now you have 4 people on the second generation. For people over the next 3 days, need to help register 2 people. That's 40 meetings. Can you make it? In 3 days. 13 appointments, my dears, a day. You can have 3 people in every hour. You can have 4 every hour. Basically, you'll make it alone, but you won't make it any further. For this, my gentlemen, look, a very important thing. You have to go 3 knees down. I'm in binary, classic, whatever marketing, I only work 3 knees down. That is, from the first line, on the second line, and on the third line. That's as far as I go. I'll tell you why. Here we go. For showed up here. You made $2,000. All of them. You can't work with the next generation on this one, but they need on day 12 another 3 days to help register 2 more. To do that, these 2 have to be properly trained from day 1. And when you're teaching right from day 1, you have to have 80 meetings here. Can the 3 of you do 80 meetings in 3 days? Why? There are 20 to 30 meetings for each of you. 10 meetings a day. It's realistic more or less, but you can't go any further than that. For that, if you don't train these 2 people so that in a week they have to give you an exam, the step-by-step system that I told you, the 21 rules, I'll give you these 21 rules, show you correctly how to do it, and man, if you train from the first days, you get more of you. Each trained person and everyone, in fact, will have 10 meetings in a day. And 10 meetings is realistic. So I sit down in some cafe, some restaurant. I say, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Guys, I'm ready to do a meeting. I mean 2 to 3 people come in. I sit down, do a quick draw. Don't sweat it yet. Or I can get everyone together at the same hour in some hall for 20 to 30 people and bring them in at once. 14 trebles in one day, almost died. Of course, Alexander, 14 trays, it's fucking okay. Trays can be closed, but to make a presentation of 14, it's already after the 5th and effective. Efficiency drops off after the 5th meeting. So it's better to take it every 5 hours, meaning break it into 5 hours and take it every hour. Here we go. Guys, I'm telling you question 272 right now. How to work with it, we will understand next time, but I will show you this scheme. This scheme needs a person to sit down and listen. Is it possible to invite 2 people in 2 days? You just ask a question, he'll say yes. And please tell me, can these 2 find 2 in 3 days? Yes. Can they find it? Yes. The more people who say yes, the better off you are. Why? Because a man gives himself the answer. Here we go. $2,000. On day 12, it's 8. Let me draw it right away. Yes, 2, 4, 8. 16. There's 16 people here. You made $4,000. On day 15, that's 32 people. You made $8,000. Here at some point you will be told, man, I've got it. Don't draw any further. And many of you are stopping. No, guys, wait. I'll just finish this quickly. Draw to the end. You hear me? Right through to the end. Day 15, day 18, 64 people. That's $16,000. 21 days, 128 people, $32,000. 24 day, 256 people, $64,000. 27 day, 512 people, that's $128,000. 30 days is 1,024 people, that's $256,000. 33 days is 2,048 people, that's $512,000. Guys, now look, this is the generation you're gonna make 512 grand bucks on in 3 days. You'll hit the ceiling, of course, but where can you get that many people? Olga, you don't need to find 2,000 people. Everyone needs to find 2. Can you find 2? Olga, it's good that you asked that question. I've been waiting for him. Surely the person will ask a question. A person's brain can't take it from there, which you understood. At 4,000, most people's brains explode. He doesn't. He's never made that kind of money in his life. I bet you do too. You're sitting there. Where do you get so many people? Holy shit, that's a lot of money. But that's not realistic. You said at the beginning, everyone can find 2. Anyone can find 2, believe me. Everyone can find 2, even for their money. Here we go. Now look what I drew it for. You made $512,000. These 2 will make $256,000. These 2 will make $128. These 64. These 32. These 16. These 8. These 4. These 2. These 1,000. These 500. Any complaints? No one has any. Practically everyone has blown their dough. The last row just won't make money. Do they have a claim? No. You know why? They just checked in yesterday. Now for the most important part. If you add that amount up, how much does it come out to? That's $1 million in 33 days. Guys, this is the diagram I'm drawing because I did it. 33 days, $1 million. And now for the most important question of all. How do you paint it? You ask a man one question. How many % do you think you'll fulfill that? My dear ones, post in the chat how many % out of 100 you can accomplish this scheme. right? 30. Nazar, handsome. Go ahead, right? Great, great. More? Is there another option? I'm 45. Olga. All right, 25. Oh, that's great. My dears, mostly people, when one-on-one, you know how much they write? 50% say. 50 say. You're saying, what the fuck is 50? Let's make it at least 10% in 33 days. 100 grand bucks a month will do it? Do you think it's okay or not? Is that okay with you? And let's do it for, how long? For the 1%, $10,000 a month will do it? Yes, it will, my dears. Well, and if he caught doubt, 33 days is unrealistic. Well, guys, let me show you another way. Let's do it for 3 days. You can get 2 people in 1 week? 2 in 1 week. How many meetings do you have to have? We need 10 meetings. No, let's do it this way. Saturday, Sunday you fucking rest. 5 days you work. Can we do 2 appointments a day? 2 meetings. And look for the answer no, not yes, but no. 2 ironclad meetings. Even pay them $10 a pop yourself. Sit for 2 hours, listen to me, then fuck off. Anybody can make 2 meetings. Here we go. In 1 week. The next week those 2 can invite 2? Realistic? Realistic. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could draw the 12th day. Make $1 million in 3 months. No, let's take it, you stupid creature. How about a week in advance, a month in advance, 2 people can be invited? You're the dumbest thing ever. In a month. Can we have 2 meetings a week? Once a week? No, you can't put a man in the trunk and bring him to the presentation to rust him? You can, man. Holy shit, guys. 1 month, 2 months, 34, 5, 6. 11 months, $1 million, okay? You won't earn it in a lifetime. That's the scheme. It's not complicated. You know what he'll go home thinking about? Mine, not mine. He's going to go from this scheme to thinking. Who has coins failing right now? I, for one, realize right now it's like I've hit the jackpot. You know, sevens. 2, guys. A month even. 2. It's very easy, but you have to follow the system. Simple rules. Oh, of course. While there is still passive income to be had here. Guys, most passive income projects are not. In binary systems. There's not a lot of money coming back to you. Well, man, that's an easy too. It's just that people need to be taught how to work out properly with razzying, and that they don't break down for the first 3 days. He usually burns his market in the first 3 days, and then he comes to you and says, you're out of people. It takes the right training system. And you only need to draw this diagram after the presentation, my dears. You'll hear that he didn't understand the presentation. You stop him for 5 minutes. Let me show you a simple thing. I work on this system. You want to team up with me? Here we go. Let's draw it. We're working with you. I'll give you personal appointments. Our job is for you to choose in 3 days or a week what format you want. Register 2 people and you make money. Then I work with your people. Look, I'm highlighting it to make it clear. You can work with the first generation. You can work with the second generation. You can work with the third generation. All of them. Who's working with the fourth? This is that first generation working with the fourth generation. This generation is operating at a level below. 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 It turns out all you work is 2, 4, 8 with 12 people. 12 people you have to work through and help each 2 register. Why does the department head always have 10 people in his department? Because it's proven that more than 10 people any leader will fail. There's not enough time. But along the way, when you've trained 2, you can add 2 more and go another 2.72 cases with them. 2 more to add gradually. But they have to be trained people. And that's when the overflow is created. Guys, what? Look, 3 days. Obviously not everyone can do it. But let's take reality. It can be done in a week, right? Easy. 10 people. Here you go. Any questions? Even if it's a month old. If he's, well, geez, there are some really dumb people, sure. But so many, I don't know, projects live, don't live. When year one can be invited, you can invite 2 people a year. May I, please? $1 million over 12 years. He'll never make money in a lifetime. So the binary scheme is an awesome thing. A's. We haven't counted the mega matchings yet. We didn't consider a personal invitation. If you count it all up, it won't be $1 million here, but $2 to $3 million. And if you do it even at 1%, that's 30 grand bucks. But meetings need to be held. And don't look for a yes answer, but look for a no answer. Just convert, do the dumb conversion. You can't argue with math. And this is called the most competent closing of the deal. It's mostly only after that people make a decision, not after a cool story, a cool idea, but you show exactly what he can get to in a month. A year, 10 years. And that's what makes a person decide which package to start with. He said, well, I don't have 5,000. So start with $1,000. It's no big deal. But the interesting thing is, you have to explain to him right away what's the best place to start. Is it 1,000 or 5,000 or 10? From 10. Why? Because there's a duplication here. Anybody sits through a presentation, they're stoked about the 10 grand bucks. But after the presentation, they ask you a question. What package are you on yourself? If you tell him, God forbid your thousands of dollars, he wanted 10 grand bucks, he registers for $1,000. But there is another option. He wanted $1,000, but after you sign up, he asks you, what package are you on? You say 10. He asks why? You explain to him, the same people. Same presentation. You know what I mean? But the exhaust is different. That's the most important thing to get across to people. You have to start with a big bag. Right away. People like to part with money once, donate a second time, upgrade a third time. There's no desire, believe me. One time a person makes the right decision. That's something you should explain right away. Okay? Who does not understand, you can ask a question on this scheme. You must draw her by all means to the last. Preferably, this is where I didn't get you, the 36th day to draw. To make it 12 points. And take your math, 9%, draw it right and draw a real binary. How much he's going to make if he invites 2 people, those 2 people. At the end, there will be 4,096 people. Most importantly, the question will be, where are so many people going to come from? Look, what are you worried about? You only need 2. It's none of your business. That's 2,048 people. Each person has to find 2. Moreover, why do you think for others? Every man has 2. But the best part is, with this scheme, ideally you make money, the whole team makes money. But the interesting thing is, the whole last one never gets outraged because he just registered. You can do it for $100 a pop. But you just have to realize that, geez, you have to value your time. Question.